like let's say, there's somebody and they always get ninth at majors. Like they're pretty good, but they always end up getting like ninth or 13th or whatever. Then they have a day where they play really, really well and they get top eight, and then they just instantly like crash and burn and get 3-0'd and get seventh, and it's like really, really brutal.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
was remembering the thing with when Magi, when she beat Mango, and she just like instantly went like lost the next two sets basically. It's like she was not ready for that win.
exactly. You're not ready, and it's like you have to be okay with taking things like one step at a time. Like the way to win a major is not to just randomly play well that day. It's
Yeah.
to barely lose like five majors. And eventually you show up and you're like, I've now lost in every way possible. And so this time all I have to do is, avoid those things.
Alright, some people might wonder here, how the hell did Sane get his shield up in time? Because Leffen does a shine here, right? So he should get shine up smash. But when you are in this area of FOD, pretty much around the space where the grass finishes off here, if you shine here, it's almost like you're on a hill. I'm not really sure exactly how to explain it, but if you are in this position and you get shine, it's like you're in the air. And since you are in the air, when you land, you can shield right after. So as Sheik, for example, when you recover, it's good to land precisely there, because then if they try to wave shine you, they can't. So that's actually important as characters like Marv, Sheik, Falcon. Fox players, it's important for them to recognize when their opponent landed there so they can shine.
Okay. Nice. I like the up B a lot. Okay, zone him out. Oh, no. Okay, so you have to think. You set up everything perfectly here. I love the spacing that you're at. I'm pretty sure that rising fair from the ledge isn't going to hit you. You should always be thinking about, all I need to do is be outside of rising fair from ledge range. Okay, that's the exact range that you have to think of. So, and it looks like your space well, you could maybe be back slightly farther, but down tilting from this range or forward smashing when you see him coming up is so good. But you see him do something and you dash away. This is awful. You no longer have corner position, so he can just take space freely. So let's look if he actually does.
Later, but on the aggressive end, your goal is to convince your opponent that you are going to do a certain option, and then do an option that counters their counter to your option that you said you were going to do. So you're like, I'm going to do down air in. And so your opponent is like, okay, he's going to down air in, so I'll wave dash back. And then when your opponent wave dashes back, and you don't react to the wave dash back, you rely on the fact that you convince them that you're going to down air, and you approaching laser. And now you've gained some space, the laser sort of open them up, you're a lot closer, and then you repeat this exact same process, but like at a better range because they're in the corner or something like that. So now they can't wave dash back, and you go, now I'm going to go in again. But, approaching laser might not be the best option here because they're in the corner, but they also can't wave dash back from the down air. So you're like, all right, here I come again. And they go, okay, well, he's not going to approaching laser now because, like, it's not really going to get him that much. Like, it could get him something. Like, approaching laser is not that bad there, but it opens Falco up for, like, a down smash in the corner. So they go, okay, Falco's probably not going to do that. So he'll probably just aerial me. So they shield, and then you grab forward, throw them off the stage, and you start limiting their options like off stage. So that's like an example of like what you would do to actually sort of play the basic grounded neutral, which is like the core of.
What does this represent? It's the three things: solo practice, analysis, and friendlies. Solo practice is dedicated to improving your general tech skill, And you can also imagine scenarios where you could do inputs of your theorized solutions until it becomes second nature. It's also known as shadowboxing. Analysis is dedicated to seeing what you did wrong, which is easier than ever to do with Slippy replays. Usually, it's a good idea to have some theme on what you want to improve on, like, how can I push this edge guard further? What edge guards did I miss? So then it's simple, you know the goals that you have, you know what to improve on later. But if you really can't think of any, a good place to start is how did you get hit? Try not to over-focus on one scenario, rather see if there's an overall emergent pattern of like why you got hit continually. Friendlies is where you bring it all together. Ideally, your tech skill and decision making should be tight from solo practice, and the problems that you had should be solved from analysis. Inevitably, you will probably make mistakes in your friendlies, which you can later analyze on what you did wrong. Then use solo practice to rectify them, so you rinse and repeat with friendlies. So it's all one big cycle, all one big trifecta. They are all related to one big cycle of improvement that usually cannot go wrong.